What I think of Adulthood, I think it's a great success story of how a person who had a dream of writing a film in his bedroom many years ago has gone on to break box office history, you know what I'm saying, and knock out some of the big heavyweight American movies. So I think it represents a lot more than it just being the sequel to a popular film. You know, I think Kidulthood became a cult classic, and I think Adulthood has all the formulas of a real successful film, and I enjoyed it. It's a really enjoyable film. Good watch.
Definitely a good watch. Adam, you played Jay in a film who's best described as a stereotypical young thug, you know, quite hype. Hype is the word for Jay, I think. Aggressive, angry. Obviously, you received rave reviews for your performance. Why do you think your character was so popular?
I just think people can relate to Jay. I think everyone knows someone like Jay. Whether it was back in the day at school or everyone, I think, can relate to it. There's always someone in school that's just hype, that has to take it a bit too far and start chucking things around. And
that isn't your phone, is it?
No.
Okay.
That's no.
Oh God, he's actually texting or something. No, do you see what we have to deal with in here?
He's switching it off.
Okay, Adam. Actually, Femi, I'm going to come to you. I'll come back to Adam for that one. Femi, you play Mooney in both films, but your character changes.
Yeah.
Because obviously in Kidulthood, you were, you know, pretty much one of the lads, etc., etc. Your friend dies, and in the next film, in Adulthood, you now change and become, or you're studying law. You end up going to changing your environment and studying law at university. You study law in real life, is that right?
Yeah, it's really strange, actually. I read the script and I saw that, I was studying law at the time when we shot the film. I'm no longer studying law. I've graduated. And, it was like, because the character started off as a regular bad boy, like regular, just hanging around with the boys. But he was never really too involved. He was just there.
He was always a good boy.
Yeah, he was just there. He was just there all the time. And I think Noel Clarke just ran away with that and just, you know, made him a goodie, like a good role model, actually, in the film. It was nice for me to portray someone that's a good role model, because you hardly get the opportunity to do that as a young black actor. So.
Definitely. And you don't, and as you said, you don't see those characters often. How did you get the inspiration to play that role?
Like, I sort of, like, just worked with Adam on it, you know, just met up a few days of the week after we got the script, and, like, we just worked on it, like, because it was really difficult, because you had to reprise the funny guy, but at the same time show that he's serious now. Yeah. So it was weird, so I couldn't run away with it and make him too serious, so, like, I had to, like, kind of base it on the first character and show how he's developed, and so, hopefully, people think he's developed like so.
I think like for us as well, it was a case of just taking the whole process a lot more serious as well. Don't get me wrong, I mean, we took Kidulthood serious, but it was kind of like we just had fun on the set, you know what I'm saying? And we obviously never thought it would get to the height that it did do. So for us, for me and Femi, it was a thing of just rehearsing. He'd come round to my house and we just go through it until we felt like we mastered it, really.
Do you feel your characters truly represented what goes on out on the streets?
Obviously, like, people have to realise it's a movie. Yeah. So some things are exaggerated. Some people will say, well, this stuff don't happen in one day. Like, all this madness. But it can do. And it is a movie. People pay their money to be entertained as well as just be educated, I suppose. So,
definitely.
I mean, they are quite exaggerated characters.
Yeah.
Jay is very hype. Like, he's very hype. And I think, especially with the second film, you can kind of see that he's still got the childlike side to him, but he's grown up as well.
Yeah.
And he's seen so much. Obviously, he saw Trav die, and now he's just gone off the rails.
Definitely. And I suppose you do get that. With independent kind of any independent work, we have this huge expectation of it, and we want all these things to come from it. And I think what I loved about Adulthood personally is that I came out just, as you said, just entertained. It was like I went to cinema and I come out and I was like, that film was bad. And it weren't thinking about, oh, well, why did no do this? Or he should have got this actor in, or he should have done, you know, it was just a fantastic film generally. And I think what it is the concepts that were used in the film. I suppose that's more what I want to talk about today, is the different ideas that came out from it, and also speak to you as young actors, and talk about how you know, someone like Noel creating a film like that helps you and your career. So we will be talking about that. Also want to hear from the listeners. Have you seen Adulthood? Is it good? You know, let us know. We want you to text us 61236, or you can call us 08700 702 969. As I said, we've got two of the cast members of Adulthood, 3 of the cast members of Kidulthood. So lots to talk about. For each of you now, I want you to tell me what's the main thing you want audiences to take away from the film.
I think you guys should answer.
Yeah.
What's the main thing? That you've got a choice. FM.
Every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. You've got a choice.
Yeah.
Go on, elaborate.
As in, basically, in the first film, you see 3 boys. One is dead now, and you've got 2 boys left, and one is gone off on a bad boy path, and the other one's gone to university, and he's got a girlfriend, and he doesn't really want to be on the streets anymore. And so it shows that you can either go like the good way or the bad way, and I think definitely it just pushes that you've got a choice whether to go to prison or not go to prison, and it's all about the choices young people have.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam?
The same, really. I mean, obviously, choice, and I hope people can watch the film and think, well, do you know what? I don't want to be like some of these characters. And also, I hope that people watch the film and think, well, do you know what? I'm not really doing a lot with my life. I'm coming from a poor area, whatever you want to say, but look at these people. They've come from the same place and they're in a movie, like. So I hope that people can kind of get something that just makes them think, well, you know what? We can do stuff. People are writing movies now. They're in films, and yeah. Like, obviously, we've been given an opportunity. But I just think if you can perfect on your talent and just do your best to get yourself out there. We live in London, so there's many opportunities. Like, don't just think because you're coming from a rundown area, you can't do something with your life. You can. Like, and I think 3 of us sitting here now talking to you, hopefully will be an example for that. And
definitely, and it definitely is. Emel, I want to bring you in at this point, because I know you're quite passionate about young people.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that rise above your circumstances, definitely. And also, I think, for me, more than the themes that are in the film, what is the 2 films represent is phenomenal. Do you know what I'm saying? That people can have dreams, and once you commit yourself to your dreams and you work towards it, anything can happen. You know, we're going to talk about it later, but I started up a new actors class, Actors Student Alliance, and I was amazed to see how many people were obviously fans of myself, but really talented young people, and they just need a venue to kind of voice their kind of talents and explore their talents, and now they're kind of coming up with it, and it's great. That's what you need, you know what I'm saying?
Fantastic. You're here listening to Emel Amin. He is our guest host for the day. Also in with us is Adam Deacon and Femi. Oh!